Dudes, it's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So, this is the third time I try to record this video. I have a massive snowstorm in my area, so my power has gone out twice in like the last half hour trying to record this. This will be a quicker one than I was expecting to make. That being said, it was going to be a really long video at first, so I'm going to be doing the Drifter Intrinsics breakdown tomorrow on this channel. So we'll doing the Devstream overview today. We went over this on live stream, so check out the live stream channel if you have not already. And also, we do daily Warframe video uploads, so make sure you check out the sub button. Uh-oh, it's about to flicker again. All right, I better hurry up. I just saw it flicker. All right, enough talking. Let's get started. Bingo card did not go very well. If they would have talked about Plague Star, I would have gotten bingo, but yeah, very close. No Arcwing Galvanized mods. Moving on, the feature list of Daviri. Daviri will be being released in April on all platforms. There's a lot to go over here, but basically people that were worried it would be Drifter only, and it's like, I can't play as my Warframe. There is a Warframe only endless mode for Daviri that's going to be released called the Circuit, so don't worry too much about it. Additionally, there is going to be a new way to start the game. If you are a new player and have never played Warframe, instead of the normal new player experience, going forward, you'll be able to use Daviri Paradox as a new player experience instead. So start the game at Daviri Paradox, not Vor's Prize. Additionally, there will be an Oro Worm boss fight, some Drifter Intrinsic will go over tomorrow, and other things. It is a roguelike mode, though. Basically, Daviri is not what you expect it to be. Well, actually, it's not normal Warframe gameplay, is a better way to put it. So we're going to get DE's gameplay on the screen. If you want to see every little detail, I definitely recommend watching their stream, but we'll get that on there as we're talking about other stuff. And, yeah, thankfully the lights aren't flickering anymore. It's not like the Stalker IRL. So, yeah. Basically, feature list is going to be pretty extensive here because it's a bunch of stuff involving Daviri. The way I'm going to explain Daviri to you is think of an open world mixed with a bounty. It's pretty much repurposed bounties is how I'd explain this. They're just chilling in the Dormo Zone right now. Basically, the Dormo Zone will launch your Daviri experience. This door over here opens up. And in here, there will be a vendor. This guy's going to have stuff. We'll go over Drifter Intrinsic tomorrow, like I said. So expect types of things like that. So here's what I was talking about. So we have the normal Daviri experience right here. This is going to be Warframe and Drifter combat. You can summon your Warframe for about 10 seconds at a time once you unlock the ability to. But it will mostly be Drifter for this, guys. We've also got the story, the lone story, which I'm guessing is very similar to the intro quest, which is basically do some Daviri stuff. We've also got the Circuit. That's going to be endless Warframe only mode. So as far as that's going to be in April. We've also got Hildren Prime access coming out March 15th with the Larkspur Prime and the Shade Prime Sentinel. Hildren Prime is getting more shields buff. That's pretty much the main thing I can say about her. Larkspur Prime got a 4% crit chance buff and a 0.2 crit damage multiplier. So nothing too exciting on the Larkspur Prime. But yeah, you can do this multiplayer. So when you load in, here's how this is going to work. There's a loading screen like this too. You will be able to choose out of certain Warframes. Drifter Intrinsic will give you more options and things of that nature. But every load into this mission should be unique as far as I can tell. And if you don't have a certain frame, you'll be able to borrow the frame while playing this mission. And also, as you can see on the right, you can play as the Stalker with Drifter Intrinsic. We'll go over that tomorrow. Basically, you could do this. You load in here. It's going to be similar to kind of like a Elden Ring kind of situation once you go out there. Think of Elden Ring mixed with a game like Slay the Spire or Hades, where lots of different things are going to be unlocked. Here's the Intrinsic we'll go over tomorrow, like I said. But yeah, you can customize the horse. There is no horse armor. And so the way this is going to work is basically you're going to do this. There will be a Steel Path version of this. And on Steel Path, you'll get access to these Incarnate adapters that were leaked. This is actually true, guys. But what is correct, what actually is the case now, all these Incarnate weapons will have alternate fire modes. The Lato Incarnate, for example, will do AoE chaining headshots on headshot attack with the Lato Incarnate version. It will work on the Lato Vandal, it will work on the Lato Prime, it will work on the normal Lato. Those Incarnate adapters are going to be really, really good, and you get them from the Steel Path version of this. Okay, so that's very important to keep that in mind. So basically, you start this game mode, you get to pick between the different melee weapons that apparently are only for the Drifter. Apparently it was leaked that it will be usable on frames eventually too, but we don't know that for a fact. Heavy attack, light attack, very basic melee combat, and you choose a frame. This frame is not going to be available the entire mission. You will switch to it periodically if you feel like you need to. Also, weapon choices is going to be interchangeable as well, which will also increase with intrinsics. The more choices, the more intrinsics you have. And I believe it will take your modded build into there too. Don't quote me on that. And here's the other thing. So after you complete an encounter, she has an intrinsic that lets her immediately get one of these they're called decrees. Think of them as buffs for the rest of the mission. And they can influence your build. For example, gain plus 50% damage for every enemy affected by a status within 10 meters. If you got a status build, that will make it so you can go more into status procs, maybe a damage over time build, things of that nature. So there will be, and the reason I'm calling this very similar to a bounty, see when they load in here, it says stage 1 of 4, the Harbinger of Joy. There is going to be basically a emotion cycle, I guess I'd call it, not day and night cycle, but there's going to be joy cycle, anger cycle. It will not change. There will not be exclusive drops, apparently, to these cycles, but I'm not holding my breath on that. It might actually be a similar situation to that. There will be fishing. There will not be mining, in their words. But when we go over the intrinsic tomorrow, there are some intrinsic that says, like, marks rocks on the map when you're riding on a horse. So, yeah. I'm not entirely convinced there won't be mining in some way, but there will be animal hunting. Keep in mind, we're not going over any massive leaks here. But if you do look at my potential leaked list of Incarnate Weapons from my Boltor and Soma rolling videos. Let's go over a bunch of them right now. Just really quickly, I'm going to blurt them out. Braton, Burston, Dread, Latron, Miter, Paris, Soma, Strun, Torid, Bronco, Despair, Dual Toxocyst, Furis, Kulstar, Kunai, Lato, Lex, Vasto, Zylok, Ack&Brunt, Bow, Ceramic Dagger, Dual Ichor, Furax, Hate, Magistar, Nami Solo, Sibear, Skana. That is the leaked list of Incarnate Weapons, and it honestly goes off of what they showed in the stream as well. They showed all the weapons that were on, some of the weapons that were on this list. See, they completed that encounter, that step of the bounty, they got some intrinsics. That will help you unlock Drifter intrinsics, which will give you big buffs in these missions. Unfortunately, you cannot play as the Operator, it seems like here. You have to only play as the Drifter. They will be eventually making it where Drifter cosmetics, or rather, Operator cosmetics will work in the Drifter, but it's going to take a while. It's not going to happen immediately. So you might be like, okay, you're talking about all this Drifter stuff. Where is the Warframe aspect of this? When they get to stage 3, after this, some Drifter combat. By the way, here's some Drifter combat. As someone that has played Elden Ring, it's not as good as Elden Ring at all. But it's a mini game in Warframe. This is not actual Warframe gameplay. This is Drifter Daviri gameplay. So if you want to start the game as this, you can. And here they complete the stage 2 of the encounter. So as you can see, stage 2 completed, stage 3 activated. Stage 3 is when they're going to be in their Warframes in a random, 5-minute survival. Here's the fishing, by the way. As the Golden Maul, you go fishing. Seems better than normal fishing, I guess. So they fly over to the 3rd stage on their horse. And they walk into this portal, and that's when the Warframe aspect starts. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and say this. If you know what Corpus Railjack is like, think of this like Corpus Railjack. Drifter combat, random Warframe mission stapled in the middle of it, Drifter combat. Expect it to be like that, where, well, I can't make it any more obvious than this. There's a literal 5-minute survival just jammed in the middle of here. In a relatively cool environment, to be fair, but yeah, we just go from unique Drifter mission to generic 5-minute survival. I guess there's a Thrax technically, but I don't know, it just... it feels like they're having Warframe stuff in here just to say they didn't have it only Drifter. But that being said, once they complete this, and they did do a dev cheat to actually just bypass the timer. Once you do this, look, right here, she can switch into her Warframe in the actual planet now. But look, only for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, you will go back, and I'm not sure how long the cooldown is, but it's probably on the screen somewhere I'm just not seeing. They did have dev cheat mode on, so whenever they died, they went back to full health, and they probably don't have any cooldowns or energy bars either. So, overall, this is looking much better than I was expecting for Daviri. Your frame choices are probably not going to matter that much. It's just basically whatever frame you got is going to likely be stronger than having the Drifter, because you'll have your Ignis Wraith, you'll have your whatever Magnus or whatever she had in the mission. Basically, you could bring your Ignis Wraith if you get lucky and select it. So there's a lot of things that can be abused here, such as like fishing for a good run. As someone that has played a bunch of Binding of Isaac, bunch of Slay the Spire, I haven't played a ton of Hades, to be honest, but you can basically fish for a good run. Oh, I got really good items at the beginning here. Nice. Now I'm going to get a guaranteed win. Additionally, to get access to the Incarnate Adapters, you must do this on the Steel Path. They are the normal path right now. The enemies were seeming relatively tanky, so expect potentially a pretty big challenge if you don't have it without intrinsics. On like day 1, doing this Steel Path will probably be really rough, but I'll still do it. By the way, these Incarnate Adapters are a weekly loot drop. You get, I think, 2 per week and it's RNG which one you get. So don't expect to get it instantly. It's going to be another weekly to add onto the pile. We got Archon Hunts. Now we're going to have weekly Steel Path Daviri. So, you know, I think it looks relatively fun. It is what it is, pretty much, guys. They're not making a new tile set. They're not making a new, you know, kind of like, I don't even know, like, new raid or whatever. They're making this. So I'm hoping that we can at least have fun with this, and then move on to whatever they're talking about at TennoCon, which, by the way, TennoCon is going to be late August of this year. I think it's like August, like 26th or something. We are going to be getting, hopefully, like, actual Warframe updates announced at TennoCon. So I'm going to enjoy myself with this. It's a lot better looking than I thought it was going to be. I'll talk about Drifters Intrinsics tomorrow. And look, we got through the video without the power going out, so I'm pretty happy about that. As far as, you know, other things that were not on here, it's really just going to be coming down to the Drifter Intrinsics we'll talk about. So I'll see you guys tomorrow in the video. I'll see you later tonight on the stream, maybe. Yeah, Hildren Prime on March 15th. Oh, by the way, self-damage AoE changes might be getting added with Hildren Prime, by the way. There will likely be AoE self-damage added back if you want to review the November dev stream for that one. They did not talk about it on stream, but people were bringing it up today. It's like, remember the Baruch Prime Access Riven changes, they said that self-damage might be getting added back soon. So be aware of that. So either way, guys, hope you found the video fun and helpful. Let me know how you felt about this dev stream down below, and I will see you on stream and in a video tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. Peace.